Did you know that in Utah, a simple drug possession charge can follow you for years, or it can be handled in a way that keeps your record clean? The difference is what happens in the next 48 hours. Listen, drug charges in southern Utah range from minor possession to some serious felonies, and I've handled them all. And where your charge falls on that spectrum and what options you have really depends on the details. So let's walk through a little bit of this. So if you're, simple drug possession is usually charged as a misdemeanor. It's when you have personal use amounts, right? A little bit of marijuana or paraphernalia is a Class B misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor is most everything else if you've just got a little bit of it. That's methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, those sort of things. Or prescription drugs without a prescription. So that's something to remember. Don't have in your possession someone else's prescription. The exception might be, hey, your husband or wife asks you to pick something up at the drugstore and you pick it up and it's in the, in the pill bottle and you're on your way home. That shouldn't be a problem. So then, if you have larger amounts of those kind of drugs, it can trigger felonies, it's called possession with intent to distribute. And then that can be, and then the more it can just carry over. The other kind of things that happen is based on quantity, it can go federal if you've crossed state lines. So there's really a lot of things to think about. So how do we handle this? So there are some options. Most of the counties in southern Utah have a drug court or a recovery court. It's essentially where it's a court-monitored drug treatment program that helps you basically kill your addiction, kick it, overcome it, and they give you favorable plea agreement terms to start that process and go through with it. Sometimes if it's not, usually that's only available for the methamphetamines, heroin, and those kind of things, usually not marijuana. So in a lot of marijuana cases, we do what's called a plea in abeyance. Basically, you enter a plea, and if you do certain things, the case gets dismissed and you're never convicted. It's really a good deal for most folks. Sometimes that may not be available to us, but here's a really cool thing in Utah. Utah wants to encourage people to succeed and do well and overcome addiction. And so they have in our Utah law, Section 402 of the Criminal Code, that allows us, upon successful completion of probation, to reduce the severity of an offense by 1 degree. So if you're convicted of a 3rd-degree felony drug possession because it's enhanced, then you can have that reduced to a misdemeanor if you successfully complete probation. So that's another thing to remember about drug possession. Utah, we recognize, our legislatures recognize that addiction is very often a disease. Sometimes it develops through self-medication, through an underlying mental health issue. And so they don't want to aggressively punish people that have an addiction. So what they've done is they have these things. The first offense or so will be charged at that misdemeanor level for possession of personal use amounts. It can get enhanced. So subsequent convictions and arrests for possession of drugs can increase the level of severity of that offense the more often you're arrested and pulled into the system. So some things that we're going to look at as your defense attorneys in this, we're going to look at, was there a warrant? Was the search reasonable? Was it, the plain sight doctrine? Was there other things that are there? Did the drugs actually belong to you? Fourth Amendment violations that can lead to suppression of the evidence. Was the testing done right? Was it actually done at the crime lab with the right equipment? Is there chain of title issues? So, was the stop appropriate? A few years ago, we had a situation where I had a client pulled over with several hundred pounds of marijuana, but the problem is the cop didn't have a valid reason to stop that guy in the first place, just thought he looked suspicious. So he pulled him over. The reason for the stop wasn't valid. That guy got away with it because the cop messed up. So that's my job, is to do 2 things. Number 1, find a way to help you deal with your addiction. Number 2, if law enforcement has made a mistake in how they've handled your case, to point that out to the prosecutors in the court and get your case dismissed or reduced significantly because of those mistakes. So listen, if you're facing drug charges, remember your constitutional rights, shut up, but also give us a call. Let us help guide you through the system. Find a good result, whether it's recovery court, whether it's a plea in abeyance, or if it's an old crime, get a hold of us so we can talk about those expungement issues as well. Hey, my name is Travis Christiansen at 𝘿𝙧𝙪𝙜 Law. You can find us online at 𝘿𝙧𝙪law.com.